Feel blessed, be blessed, and stay blessed. Good morning. Theoretically speaking, and endless possibilities. See, it's not until one is willing to come into a state of new beginnings that one can fall into new beginnings. It's not until one is willing to step into the unknown that one can come to find the unknown. There's infinite possibilities of how anything can end. But if one is willing to put in conscious effort and conscious thought and conscious actions, then the ending of whatever may be will change dramatically. One must be willing to put things in a theoretical state of simply just saying, what if I was the greatest version of who I could possibly be? Then what? What if I moved from a state of faith over fear? Then what? What if I was willing to accept I am not what everyone thinks I am? It's only in a theoretical state that one can begin to move and find something new for life to be. To see that one can have the ability not to just react to this world, but also affect this world by creating and changing and doing things that is more in line with your soul versus your ego. Once one begins to move from that state, there is no telling where one can end up at. There's no telling. There's no telling what the end may be or what it could look like, because you're constantly evolving as you choose to change and not just simply accept life for what it is, but also so you can create life to be something completely different from a theoretical state. Theoretically speaking, we all have the ability to reprogram the mind. We all have the ability to use the placebo effect to change the way we view the world. It is our perspective of the world that dictates how we see the world. If one is willing to move into a theoretical state where anything is possible, then the outcome of any situation will dramatically change. You must be willing to step into that theoretical state of you. That state of you that's not quite formed yet, but it feels more comfortable than the you that you actually are at this current moment. To be willing to say that I am not just the sum of my mistakes. To be willing to say I am not just the sum of all the things that I did wrong. There is still time. I am still breathing. I woke up this morning, so there must be something left for me to do. And once you move from that theoretical state and you find infinite possibilities of what it is that you can do, and you give back to the world from that theoretical state, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Once you learn to move from more than just what's before you, no matter how your life may look at this current moment, there is a greater version of that. And once one is willing to shift and move and use all aspects of life to better life, then one is truly not living life. Because there are multiple versions of who you are and can be in multiple dimensions, universes, worlds, whatever you seem to call it. But just as you sit here in whatever state you may be in, there is someone else in another galaxy that's in the opposite state of whatever you're in. So that means if you are able to consciously think of those things and those spaces, then you can pull from that space to this space, allowing you to be more, because you become more aware of all that you are. Not just in this time space, but all time spaces. You all become a collective you, a collective unit of thought and energy that just moves and fights for you to be the best possible you. You no longer sit up here and think about the things that is of typical or the norm. You now move from a state of theoretically speaking, meaning there's infinite possibilities of how it could all end if you choose to move from a state higher than self. A state where you remove I, you begin to see us. You begin to see we. You begin to see that we are all one and the same despite skin color, religion, or anything or any label you choose to put upon it. Those are nothing more than identifiers, but it's not who we are. Our soul is who we are. Our soul, the energy that was created before our body even began to develop. Those are the things that make us who we truly are. To learn to walk by faith over fear. To learn to walk from a state of I am beautiful. To learn to walk from a state of I am amazing. To learn from a state where you understand that you matter and every thought that you can create has an effect on the outside world. So once you begin to move from that theoretical state of who you are, then you begin to truly grow. Because you let go of all the things that normally weigh most down. And you begin to fly, and you begin to soar, you begin to shift, you begin to become something more than anyone expected you to be, including self. Just learning to be happy. Just be happy. Just learning to be able to understand that we are so much more than we have been told. We have so much more power to create. We have so much more power to affect the outside world, starting from the state of which is within. And once you learn to move from a state of within, you begin to see the infinite possibilities of all that you can be. You begin to see all the things that you are connected to without your say-so. These are things that are just universally connected. And a universal connection cannot be broken, no matter how much you try, no matter how much you fight. Everything has a universal strand. And once you begin to pull on it and tug on it, you begin to become aware of all those things that you are connected to. And now you see you are much more than you have been told. There's a deeper truth. There's a deeper truth. There is a deeper truth than the truth we have been given. And once you learn to look beyond the veil of life, you begin to see that there is so much more to all of us. There is so much more to you. There is so much more to me. There is so much more to everyone. Once you begin to move from a theoretical state of being, you're no longer caught up in the worldly affairs and begin to fall in love with the universal affairs and the universal contracts that we are all meant to fulfill. And once you learn to move and fulfill those things, there is nothing you can't accomplish. Learn to be the theoretical you. Learn to be the theoretical you. Learn to be the theoretical you. Learn to love the theoretical you. The theoretical you. The you that has infinite possibilities of beauty and joy. Learn to move from the passion of your gift over all else. And I guarantee you life will change and become something that no inking can express. Learn to simply just be who you are. Despite what the world says you are, you just be who you are. And you accept and you express yourself from the state of you. Nothing more, nothing less. The you that has infinite possibilities of being the greatest version of you possible. You learn to move from that state. You learn to theoretically speak of all your greatness until it becomes reality. Just learn to move from the theoretical you. And I promise you, nothing on earth will ever be able to stop you. Feel blessed. Be blessed. And by all means, please, please know and stay blessed. Good morning to you all. Theoretically speaking, of course. Theoretically speaking. Have a pleasant day, my friends. Please have a pleasant day.